I think of it like learning. Hey, let's launch this ad. Let's see what happens. How many views do we get? How long do people watch it? Do they click? Do they opt in? Do they purchase? And you can pinpoint where people are dropping off.
Out of all the ads that you've seen, the ads you've developed, what would you say maybe some of the top 2 or 3 contributing factors to like a really successful ad?
So I think with any marketing and advertising, you really need to answer 3 questions. And this is something that we came up with a couple of years ago. Is I got my team, we locked ourselves in a room and said, hey, of all the ads we've ran, what are they? And we looked at the top 10 performing ads. And then we asked ourselves, what's the common pattern or theme with these ads? And we came up like there's really 3 questions that your ad needs to answer. The first question is why your solution or service. So like talk about what's the problem that people are facing and how does your offer solve that issue. So why your solution? The next one is like why you? Of all the people in your space and all the solutions, why would somebody want to work with you compared to other options? So why your solution? Why should somebody work with you specifically? Like what makes you unique? Then the third question is why now? Okay, I know I've got this problem. I know this is the solution. I know of all the people I want to be working with you. Well, why should I take action now and not a month from now? And so having, that falls into the call to action. And so if you can answer those 3 questions in a very specific way, and unique way, your ad's going to perform really well.
What do you mean when you say a unique way? Like you can't just point blank say it. It's like, here's why you want to work with me and just go into that.
Yeah. And so then the question, okay, what makes you unique? And we worked with a business coach. She helped women quit their corporate jobs and start their company. And one of the things that we hung on, like what makes her unique is one, she had a corporate job and quit and was able to start a company. So her story makes her unique because nobody else has that story. But 2, she's like over the last 2 years, she's worked with thousands of women, helping them grow their consulting business, which there's not a lot of people who have worked with 1,000 people in the women in the business space. And so what makes you unique? It could be your story, your background story. It could be the clients that you've worked with and what type of results you've gotten for them. And so if you can hit on those points, that's going to stand out from another one. Another great example is we worked with an e-commerce company and they were selling shampoo and like women's beauty products. And how many shampoo companies and products are there out there? There's hundreds, if not thousands, right?
And it seems like all of them are in my bathroom.
Right.
My wife just won't stop buying them.
Mine too. And so one of the things that this company did really well is one of their ingredients in their shampoo was, I want to say it was like rice water or rice something. But the way that they found this out is they went in China and there was like the Red Shao tribe. And these women in this tribe had long, thick, healthy hair. And what made that have long, thick, healthy hair? Well, they used rice water when they washed it. And so now
that's because they used rice water and the rest did not use water at all. They never washed it.
Possibly. Anyway, so we included that story inside the video and it performed really well. Like that was what makes them unique.
Yeah, it sounds like you basically transfer what the unique positioning for their entire offer is and you put it in an ad. Right? Just, kind of shows that sometimes it's the offer that has to be different too. Like you can be creating creative advertising for a boring thing or a thing that everybody already heard of. and that's going to be much more difficult than creating a really just silly, very simple ad, but to a product that is positioned different, right? I guess the more different, the more unique the product, the less you need to compensate with creativity
Yeah.
and then production. Yeah,
Well,
okay,
I
yeah, I can
think
appreciate that.
I think marketing and advertising is really, yeah, it's based on the product or service or the company, right? And so if you have advertising amplifies what you already have working. So if you already have a great product or service and you advertise that, it's like you're going to amplify how many people know that you have a great product or service. If you don't have if you have a crappy product or service, the only thing advertising does is amplify the rate at which people realize you have a crappy product or service. And so, I mean, this can go, and really, I think of it like learning. Hey, let's launch this ad. Let's see what happens. How many views do we get? How long do people watch it? Do they click? Do they opt in? Do they purchase? And you can pinpoint where people are dropping off. If you get a lot of views but no clicks, your messaging is off or your targeting is off. That's that. And then if you get a lot of clicks but not a lot of leads, hey, something's off with your offer or your lead magnet. And if you're getting a lot of leads but nobody's buying, I guess that can get a little more complicated because it could be your nurture sequence isn't performing really well, and maybe you are just attracting the wrong people who aren't buyers. And so I always think there's really 4 reasons why ad campaigns fail. It's the video's wrong, the audience is wrong, the offer is wrong, or the timing is wrong. In fact, it's the timing which really made the difference with that fan pull video I was telling you about. And I could probably tell that story because it has to do with timing and targeting.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
So we started working with the client, fan pull. They make a full size flag that allows you to fly. Oh, sorry, they make a fan pull that allows you to fly a full size flag from the back of your truck. And so when we first started working with them, we're like, hey, who's the target audience? Who's going to buy this? And our first thought was football fans. Like they go and they go tailgating, like they're going to want to put their team's flag on the back of their truck. Like it's perfect for tailgaters. And so we made all that marketing and videos around football fans and even the website. And we launched the ads in September, right when football season starts. And nothing happened. Like we get a sell here or there, but like we weren't getting that significant impact we were hoping for. And so we ended up turning the ads off. Like, hey, this isn't working. Let's pause. And so we paused them. And then it wasn't until like the next summer we started to see this huge spike in sales. I'm like, what's going on? Why are we seeing this huge spike in sales? And at the same time, we're like, hey, we wanted to launch a new video ad campaign. And I said, before I do anything, I want to make sure that I understand our audiences, who's buying. And so I did a survey. I surveyed everyone who purchased the fan pull, and I said, like, tell me about yourself. Why did you purchase? What flag were you flying? And from our response, from the data we got, we learned some really valuable aspects about our customer. One, 93% of the people that bought the flag pull or the fan pull wanted to fly the American flag. So maybe only maybe 5% wanted to fly a sports flag, and then like 2% wanted to fly like a political type flag. And so knowing this, that people are wanting to fly the American flag, and also the survey, we said, describe yourself. And they're like, I love Texas, God, guns, and America. Like it kind of painted a really clear picture of who our target audience was. And so with that information, we created the fan pull video. And if you go on the YouTube channel, you can find multiple variations of it. But the other question is like, well, why did those sales spike in
4th of July
summer? Yeah, well, you got all these huge American holidays in summer. You got Memorial Day, you got 4th of July, you've got Flag Day. You know, September's coming up. You got Labor Day, and so you got these huge American holidays, and that's why the ads were working. So anyway, we launched the ads and we sold out of inventory. Like we had to turn the ads off because we sold out of all their products. So which is a good problem to have, right? Like we've solved the marketing issue. And so anytime what we've learned is, man, we got to go all in summer when it comes to ads because that's when people are buying it. And then we lower the spend, if not turn the ads off in the winter because just people aren't interested in that. And so, one, I think my biggest takeaway from that lesson is one, there could be seasonality to your product or service. So be aware of that. And two, make sure that you know your audience before you start advertising or marketing, because if you don't know them, you could be making really expensive mistakes.
Yes, sir. Look, we're out of time. I have to get going, but it's been a really, really cool. I really hope we can get the 7-step outline and put it beneath in the show notes on listbuildinglifestyleshow.com. I'm also hopeful that we can maybe get a few of your top ads, especially the flagpole app, which I just think it's brilliant. When I saw it, I was still living back in Israel, and I was like, oh my god, if I had a pickup truck, I'm totally buying this. I remember I think one of the versions started out with like showing a gun and a burger and like standing on in the truck bed or something. It was like I loved it. I absolutely loved it. It was a brilliant idea. And if somebody wants to work with you or find out more about your 7-step framework or join your coaching program or hire your agency, where can they go?
Yeah. If you're interested in growing your business with video ads, go to videopower.com. We've got a bunch of resources out there. We've got the video ad framework that you mentioned. I also have a tool called the ROAS calculator. Based off your conversion rates and click-through rates, these are the types of returns you can expect to get with YouTube ads specifically. And then, our main thing is our agency done for you. We do have some workshops as well and a course. So all those resources you'd need, you can find at videopower.com.
All right, that's videopower.com. Thank you, Jake. It's been a great pleasure. Thanks for taking the time to chat about YouTube ads.